What are you doing, hon? Huh? You looking around? Look around. Good girl, hon. Come on, hon. Hey, Dirty. Hey, Gene. Hey, Allison. Nicer day today. Hey, Patricia. What'd you guys think of the Tassie interview? Did you think she seemed like she's doing a lot better? Hey, Megan. Hey, Deb. Daisy's loving today. Daisy got surprised today. She was thinking it was gonna be a long day in the van, just curled up in the front seat. So I drove out here and woke her up. Oh, good for you, Tassie. That's my girl. Yeah, you'll end up getting a lot more than that. Good for you. Because that's, if you figure it's just been posted for one day, you know? Hey, Yolanda. Hey, Samantha. Hey, Kay. Good. Oh, good, Stephanie. Welcome. Yeah, it's so great to see Tassie. I tell people all the time, Tassie is definitely my gold standard of get your life on track. I mean, unbelievable. As I was telling a couple of guys yesterday, you know, you have certain events that happen in your life, you know, that you witness, like landing on the moon or the wall coming down or you name it. And I would put Tassie in my top 10. Atta girl. Good for you, Tassie. I'd definitely put Tassie in my top 10 for sure. I mean, to even be amongst the living is a miracle, much less working and being appreciative for people that are in her corner. She is a beautiful soul. She really is. And I'd love so much to see the same thing happen to Becky. Tassie's got a Cash App. You know, I've never used Cash App, but it's a $, then Tassie, Tassie, and Man, MANN, all in one line. $Tassie Man. You can send her money that way. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Kay. Yeah, I mean, Tassie is, I mean, this is just like, you know, someone falling out of an airplane without a parachute and living to tell about it. You know, having their canoe tip over and going over Niagara Falls and they find out they made it. That's Tassie. Only in a much worse, more dangerous way. It's unbelievable. I mean, if Tassie didn't do anything past now, it's 1,000 times more than I would have ever expected. I mean, I think Tassie can teach anyone, anywhere, a lesson in life that anything's possible. I mean, I'd be the most religious guy in the world if you'd show me a couple stories like Tassie and say, hey, look, this is what going to church is going to get you. You're going to witness miracles like this. I'd be the most religious person you'd ever meet in your life. Yeah, she's an absolute fantastic influence. Like I tell people all the time, if you look at one of those TED Talks on the internet, they're getting boring. You know, you get a neurosurgeon on there and you get 9 views. You could take Tassie anywhere. Just turn on a microphone, read a brief bio, and let her start talking, and you would set all sorts of records. No, that's exactly it, Kay. It's very similar. Yeah, I do go out of my way for Daisy. She's such a great dog. I mean, this is the exact opposite of the way I go to Detroit to come out to this park, but she really likes it more than just an open field in Detroit. So I do it. As I said earlier, she got surprised today. I can tell yesterday, it was kind of crappy. So I thought, well, I'm going to take her out here first thing, and she didn't know we were coming out here. So I woke her up when we pulled in the parking lot. Hey, Golek, how you doing? And Tassie also, you can get a hold of Tassie. She has her own social media. She'd be glad to communicate with you and see how she's doing, that kind of thing. So it's really a fantastic experience to witness. And I'm assuming that most of you have watched Tassie's prior interviews, like 5 years ago. Hey, James. Hey, Jason. Yeah, you're right, Larry. Hey, Clayton, how you doing? Pick up these papers and these slobs. These are nice parks. Water's really high everywhere. Having fun, hon? Running around extra today? It's a perfect day for Daisy. The sun's going in and out, but she likes it when it's cool. Run around, not get hot. It's funny, she likes me being with her when I'm out here. I was reading my messages. We pulled in the parking lot and I just let her go. And before you know, she came up and scratched my leg. She wants me to go out and walk around with her. You having a good day, hon? You having a good day? We'll go over this way. Come on, hon. Loves chasing things. I don't know how Maddie is. Really don't know. Daisy's a good girl. Go on, hon. Last time I saw Maddie was about a month ago, but they have their own channel now and do their own thing. So honestly, after that Marguerite video, I don't think I'm going to be interviewing Maddie and Gerald any longer. I got to check in. I think maybe Maddie got some things. I'll make sure that she gets them. But it's just not cool in my book. Today I got here Sunday. What's today, Wednesday? I don't know how long I'm going to stay here. I always take it a day at a time. I only have like one interview or something like that, so I don't like to go home without some interviews. I got a lot of photography done, which I had a great time doing. Perfect. Beautiful last night. It wasn't a full moon, but it's probably, I don't know, 94% coming up on the Detroit River with Windsor in the background. This new camera I have is fantastic. You can look it up on their channel. You'll see it. Oh, you're welcome, Samantha. I mean, Samantha, I was doing this, way before YouTube. Of course, not recording anything, but really I've been kind of this way my whole life, to be honest with you. And then, I kind of got bored with photography. I didn't have any place to share my photography. I don't have that many friends, but, couple. But, only one or two of my friends and acquaintances know I even have a YouTube channel. They don't know about it. And they knew I liked photography, but it's not like I tell people, hey, I took these great photos, I want you to see them. So for, like 40 years, I did photography and just didn't have anybody to show it to. And then YouTube came along, and I was a little bit burned out on photography. So I thought maybe I'll, buy a video camera and, do this. Believe me, my stuff sat around for years, including Tassie's interviews, with no views and no subscribers. I mean, that was never really my goal. I kind of used YouTube to just catalog my own interests. If you'd have told me somebody was going to buy me a tank of gas 5 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it. Good girl, hon. Daisy's got a strange anatomy, though. Real big, wide front chest. And her back is real narrow, and her legs are close together. Look how far apart her legs are in the front. So what will happen, I've had this happen 2 times, and both times it was not paying attention and going down the wrong way on a trail on a long walk. If she walks for over an hour, because of this bone structure, I'm sure, and because she's so long, she'll get these muscle spasms back, like on the top of her back, over her legs. And I got to take her to the vet. It's not something that she's just going to rest and get over with. And I'll need to get a prescription, and I'll need to give her an oral dose twice a day for about a week, and then she'll come back. So I'm careful about long walks now, because I made that mistake 2 times. The first time I thought, maybe she just pulled a muscle. It was one of those deals. But the second time, it was summertime, and I thought, she didn't pull any muscle. This is just too long of a distance for her to walk with those little legs and that odd bone structure. Yeah, you can do that. You can take gift cards, but I'm going to tell you, it all depends on your intent on the gift cards. If you think some girls actually use them to eat, and other women sell them for drug money, that's always going to be a possibility. And as long as you have that in mind, go ahead and send a gift card. I mean, for some reason, it seems to me like these girls that are addicted, they lose their appetites. I mean, they'll go for days without eating anything. And that's why I think they crave sugar. It's a mechanism for survival. And, you get that instant energy. I'm just guessing, but if you notice, they all love these Swedish fish and candy and that kind of thing. And I think it's just the body's reaction to some quick energy. Yeah, Daisy was actually a rescue dog that was adopted by a family in Gaylord. And I had an older lady that I took up in a damn blizzard. It was great, actually. And picked her up. And then she had her for a year. But even when Daisy was with this other lady, she's an old lady, never took her for walks. I'd take her for walks all the time. She'd let Daisy out sometimes. She'd run over and come and scratch on my door. So I gave her baths, took her for walks, even though it wasn't my dog, because I knew the little dog had a ton of energy, and she wasn't going to get any with this older woman that had COPD. So once I got her, it's been balls to the walls fun ever since. I mean, I'm not bragging, but I think I'd give Daisy a good life for a dog. I really do. She spends every day with me, every minute of the day. Other than if I'm inside a restaurant or eating. Stuff like this. This is the opposite way as I'm going. This is 15 miles west of where I stay at the hotel, rather than going 10 miles east and getting back into Detroit and doing interviews. But yesterday was a crappy day, so she rode around with me all day. And I thought, today, I'm going to make sure she goes out to her favorite park first, and we're going to knock that out, and then we're going to do what I want to do. Now, this is a pretty good little walk for her. She'll get a hamburger patty around 5. And when she has a nice walk like this, she'll get in the back seat and curl up. Or if she hasn't had this kind of exercise, you can tell she'll come up and get on my lap while I'm taking photos or interviewing people. But you can tell she's just bored out of her mind. So today we've already got her exercise knocked out at the beginning of the day. No, thanks, Stephanie, but I don't take any donations to for my cause. And it's really not a cause; it's a hobby that I share with you. I mean, I've said this a million times, but I am starting to get some money from YouTube, but I get dinged on. First of all, I don't care if I make a damn penny, and it's a good thing because I haven't made a penny, and I won't for a long time. The average trip down here costs me about $600. $80 a night for a hotel room. I go through about 3 or 4 tanks of gas at $60 a pop. So it's $600-700 every time, and I've been doing this for years. So I am so deep in the hole. But it's a hobby. I mean, do you charge people for going on a vacation? So I'm not complaining about it. So the money that I am starting to get, I just buy gas and stuff with it, but it's never going to put a dent in the overall money that I put into doing this. I just did spend quite a bit of money on some camera equipment. I don't know, 7 or 8 grand or something like that. I mean, I'm a different kind of guy. I don't care about clothes, watches, cars, but camera equipment, now we're talking. But it's worth it. I'll get a lot of use out of it. You'll see these photos that I upload when I get home. It's a whole nother ball game with this kind of camera and these kind of lenses. And if it would have been just me and I didn't have anywhere to share it with, I probably wouldn't have bought it. But I'll get a lot of good use. I plan on printing some nice portraits of Cassie and Marguerite, and they can have one for their family, and you guys can have one if you want it. And this is just, it'd be like a hobby I loved, which I do. This is everything I like doing. Meeting new people that I'm not going to be hanging out with. Driving all over hell. Impromptu, spur of the moment days. A lunch here, a coffee there. Going back and chatting with the clerk, bringing her to go dinner. When I come back off the road, chit-chatting for 5 minutes. Flipping through the channels, checking up on SportsCenter, sleeping in my hotel, and getting up and doing it all again the next day. I couldn't be happier. This is my perfect life. Yeah, I got into this because I really did this stuff anyway. But I got into it because, as I said, I got bored with photography, and then YouTube came out, and I thought, man, I'm gonna interview some of these people maybe and just upload it. I'd like to have it for myself later. Wow. So that's how, and I never really knew how people would react, so it started with like Penny, Angel, Tassie. It's like, hey, would you mind if I interviewed you? Give you $10, be like 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Sure. That's how it started. And the cool thing about it is I kept doing it with no fanfare, no subscribers, no views. I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And then what happened about 4 years later, after I had already been doing it, somebody found these videos, and I remember one guy referred it to Reddit, and then it kind of took off from there. And once people see that kind of content, I mean, you can have interesting things. There's plenty of better channels than mine, I know this, but if nobody knows about it, what good's it do you? But once it gets out and they're aware of it and they like what you like and YouTube recommends you, you're home free. Oh, thanks, Jen. So I chalk it off, as my dear old dad used to say, I chalk it off to shit luck. And for all you younger people that haven't heard that old nomenclature, what shit luck is, I can best describe it as musical chairs. They're playing a song, everybody's walking around the chairs, and the music stops and you sit down. And there's always one more person than there are chairs. And that's kind of my YouTube channel. Shit luck. A couple people found it interesting. YouTube referred it. And I've been home free ever since. I mean, the channels that got me, the videos that got me on the spot aren't the videos that I normally take, like one like this. Obviously, the interviews with the working girls are the most popular, but I have like 7,060 videos uploaded. So 99% of my content has nothing to do with working girls. I do it, but like I said, I haven't changed one thing from the very beginning. It's always going to be this way. Now, when I got down here, I photographed and videoed airplanes. Nobody gives a shit about airplanes, and even the Amish are interesting. Most people don't have any interest, but I just upload my interests, and whatever people watch, they watch. That's why I tell harassers and detractors to pound sand. If I didn't block and ban people, I'd have way more views and way more subscribers, but I'm not whoring myself out for views and subscribers. And I've never asked anybody to subscribe, join, share, none of that crap. If I go on a channel and somebody brings that crap up, I'm immediately turned off. Yeah, that's my PayPal address, yep. Now, I normally don't do this, and here's the truth on this. You know, if I was an evil, conniving son of a bitch, I know what sells on YouTube and what doesn't. But I'm not going to change my MO on anything that I do. Now, here's what I want to get to. Tassie's a no-brainer. Tassie's what you would dream to have more examples of. Everybody knows Tassie's prior life. Everybody knows how she's doing now. And it's a great story. It's easy. It's easy to donate to Tassie. She's done what everybody wanted her to do. She's living a better life. They realize how far she's come, blah, blah, blah. Becky, on the other hand, is different. Becky's candidly talked about her lifestyle and that she doesn't want to leave it. But on the same token, from a human standpoint, I've gotten to know Becky and I like her. And I try to help her when I can, despite knowing that she's probably never going to be in Tassie's position. It doesn't interest her. Yesterday, Becky obviously had been beat up. You know, she's, in the good days, she's pretty fastidious about her makeup and how she looks. Well, she didn't look very good yesterday, and that's really why she didn't want to show her face on the camera, which just is super sad. I mean, even though she has a drug issue, she still has children she's not with. Some wacko is contacting her grandparents and her mother, telling them that I'm a serial killer and she's going to be the next victim. It's just a lot of, for an already bad lifestyle, they are making it worse. Now throw in getting beat up, nothing to eat, and staying in an abandoned house, which, since I've known Becky, this is the first time I've known of her to be staying in an abandoned house. Walking the streets, gonna get picked up any second, a lot of stress associated with it. So you can look at me like, hey, you know, you're a big dumbass, you're enabling these drug addicts, they're not gonna get any better. If people like you would go away, they'd be in jail, blah, blah, blah. That may be true, and I will admit to a weakness of wanting to help somebody like Becky, knowing that she may not get any better, because I just can't stand the thought of her. I don't care what her habits are, what her past is, that she doesn't have her kids. I can't stand the thought of a woman out walking around looking for tricks at 4 a.m. with nobody in their life. It bugs me. And because of that, I to pay Becky more for things because I know she needs the money. Does some of it go for drugs? I'm sure it does. I'm positive it does. But some of it doesn't. And where that money gets split up, I don't know. I get shit tons of hate mail, and even though I don't agree with it, I understand from a person that's doing well, that pulled themselves up from a similar circumstance like Becky, and they're doing great now. But let me tell you guys something. Don't get offended at this, but not everybody wants to be the soccer mom with 2 kids and a nice husband and cooking cinnamon buns in the oven and, you know, taking the kids to soccer practice. Becky doesn't want that. That seems like happiness to you guys, but it isn't happiness to her. I don't know all the trauma that Becky suffered with, but all these women, when I've gotten to know them better, and Becky's never shared it with me, there's something that triggered this lifestyle. And I can tell they have a breakdown where they just give up. And that's why they're not afraid of fentanyl, and that's why they're not afraid to get into a car with a stranger. Because if they get killed, well, this pain is over. And if they stay alive, well, the getting high on drugs is going to numb them enough to make tomorrow possible. And this is the way I look at things. It isn't some corny, I don't judge, or I'm not handing out Bibles and hot chocolate. That's just the way I think about it. I mean, you know, at the beginning, you know, I know what the true deal. I know that I'm not being tricked by a woman that I know for sure doesn't have a place to live, doesn't have a damn dime on her, and is a heroin addict that's dope sick. So you can see, like, we get, you know, a typical idiot on here like this Marley. And it's fun to just watch him make a fool of himself. These are the kind of people that I have to deal with. This is someone that I probably blocked under a different name. And these guys just make up one story after another. I mean, they're crazy. Yeah, text me, Clayton. Yeah, he's got 80 accounts, but just watch this guy make a fool of himself. You know, I'd even feel better about it if it was a teenager, but it's not. This guy's in his 40s, living in his mother's basement. Hey, Greg. Yeah, I'll have to email it to you later, Clayton, because I'm not going to give these crazies my phone number. Hey, Jenna, how you doing? Yeah, that's about it, Larry. That's exactly the mentality. Just watch this kook as he posts. He really thinks this is getting himself somewhere. He really feels good. This is the kind of guy that sees a working girl walking down the street and drives in a puddle of water to try and get him wet. You know, he's got his hat on backwards. He drinks Bud Light and he loves NASCAR. Good, Heather, how you doing? Oh, that's good. Well, you passed then, Twist. Oh yeah, he would. He's that kind of guy. Just a real nut job. Like I said, in his 40s, he's still shooting birds with a BB gun. Not legitimate hunting, but shooting birds with a BB gun like a teenager. He never matured. I'm gonna go by the airport, take a few shots, then head to Detroit. This would be a good blind date for Ollie. Luckily, she's old enough where she can't produce any more offspring, so we wouldn't need to worry about that. Airport. You know, we don't have any. All the rail yards around here are pretty much covered up. Detroit, you can't see in there at all. The ones down around Flat Rock are too small. Oh yeah, absolutely crazy. And what most of these wackos, you know, kicked off my channel, and they go on theirs, which is kind of to be expected. Yeah, I love helicopters. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite. They're all kind of unique. I mean, really, it'd be like asking who your favorite child is. You know, I don't really put one above the other. They all have a special quality that is interesting. I'm telling you, I don't know too many people could live their lifestyle. You know, it sucks being addicted to drugs, but just the lifestyle alone, just the no nutrition, no food, no place to live, long day of having sex with tricks, going back to an unheated, burned out, vacant building, sucks. Oh, totally. Yeah, they give up, man. I mean, you come up to them, hey, how you doing? They're pleasant, but mentally they're broken down. Their self-esteem is just smashed. It's shame. You know, they don't feel they deserve a good life and that they're getting what they deserve. And getting high takes that away from you temporarily. Yeah, some people think a regular life has been boring, but I'll tell you one thing. I think that if I had an opportunity to take Becky and plug her into a regular life for a while, I'm talking about a few months, there is no way she'd leave that and go back to the streets. I don't think they think a regular life is possible for them. So it's easy to say it's boring. You have to have a reason why you're out there. And in addition to the drug life, it shuts people up when you say that it's exciting. Yeah, it's exciting. It'd be exciting, you know, trying to walk through a football field of landmines every day. But you know what? I'll pass. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have groups. These wackos get a hold of each other on the phone. They're nuts. They're just social misfits. Yeah, you think she's go back, but you don't have any proof of that. There are people that don't go back. So what do you have to say about that? All right, Cheyenne, take care. Have a good day. I'm not probably 20 minutes from Trenton, but I'm gonna go to the airport first. I do wanna. I'm glad you reminded me of that FDDR. I gotta find that thing before I leave. There was a guy that I would have visited in the hospital yesterday, but I know he's gonna be in Botsford or Beaumont, but I didn't have any more detailed information about it. If he's home and you're listening, I'll still come visit you. I pay for it all myself. All right, Stretch. Oh, do they, Rachel? Do they have that? Shit, maybe I won't visit them. Send them an e-card or something. Go on, hon. Yeah, I don't need that. I need this Dunkin' Donut coffee though. What kind of store are you talking about? I'm gonna go to pick up a couple of lottery tickets this place. You can get gas for $1.99, but when I went to where I thought for sure it'd be $1.99, it was $2.09. So I may get $5 while I'm at this place and pick up a couple of lottery tickets. But I know I can get it cheaper than that, but I'm on empty big time. Best road coffee, if you're on the road, I'd say Speedway. I like Dunkin' Donuts, I get it. I don't like their new cups, but I'm still gonna get one in the morning. Nah, sir, he hasn't called me, Sir Graves. He's got my phone number, I'm pretty sure. Is that the guy that was going into the hospital? I knew he was getting, they were going to do a exploratory surgery to see on this cancer. Has anybody heard anything on that? I'll go visit him. Oh, no kidding, $3.59 a gallon. Yeah, that sucks. I don't exactly get the greatest gas mileage with this van. But this van, it's got like 362,000 miles on it, something like that. But I do maintain it. It doesn't look like I do, but I do. So I'm just going to drive this van until it won't drive anymore. You know, I got all these things I got to deliver in the back. It's a beast in snow. And when I get rid of it, I'll get rid of it. But, you know, I don't give a shit about cars and stuff. I'm already worried about what I'm going to get to replace it, because there really isn't anything. These little bullshit minivans now. Two-wheel drive. Gas mileage isn't everything. This is a nicer day today than yesterday. I hate getting this. Yeah, this is $2.19. Even worse. I'm gonna get like 10 bucks worth though, or I'm gonna be walking. Kind of a crappy gas station. You can always tell when you go in a good one, but the gas is about 20 cents more a gallon when they clean their pumps and blah blah blah. $1.97, wow. Oh my god, that is sucks, Heather. That happened down in Gladwin not too long ago. An Amish guy got killed, so did his horse. Just about 2 weeks ago in Michigan somewhere. Yeah, I've been down to Napanee a lot, yeah. Yeah, I get Rouge at that 76 gas station. Their gas is pretty good. Right there in the south end of town on the west side of Jefferson. Oh, that's not bad, Brent. That's cool. No, I'll get down there, Rick. Oh, that's sad. Well, I think I'm gonna sign off here, you guys. I'll be on later today. I'll get a couple bucks gas, get a couple of poor man's tax lottery tickets, then head to the airport, then head to Detroit. So I'll get back on later. I hope you guys have a good day today. Thanks for checking in. I used to go to Amish Shakers all the time. All right, Larry, take care. See you, Greg. See you, Angela. Bye, Ozzy.